You are listening to Judyth Piazza and the American Perspective, brought to you by thesop.org.
Hi, Chuck. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, I have to tell you.
Well, we have been so excited to talk to you all week about Horroween. Tell us about your starring role.
Well, Horroween is a half horror, half comedy movie that'll be coming out in October of 2007. And my name in the movie is Salvatore Dementia, and I'm the father of the boy that comes up with the Chinese knockoff version of Windows called Chindo's. To get back at the family, I'm the one that's going to end up being killed or act like I'm going to be getting killed like 30 different times from the mafia, from the Chinese, from, the big computer corporations. I think it'll be pretty funny. At the end of every scene, you won't know whether to be afraid or laugh. So we're hoping that that's the way it turns out.
Well, I saw a press release about you about a year ago, and when I saw it, I said, this guy is a genius. He has come up with the most unique thing. Tell us about what you did and how you came up with the dead body guy.
I'm 48 years old. I've got 6 children, a good life. I work at a large insurance company. I've always been fascinated with TV and film, and I've always just wanted to leave my mark. I wanted to be in one day. Well, with my dead looks, I guess, or how do I put it? My standing, and I'm no Sean Connery, that I had to think of some kind of a niche to get my face seen out there. So I had a dream one night that I was Homer Simpson. I was really Homer Simpson. That was what's funny. I was Homer Simpson's cartoon body with my face on it. And I was laying dead, and Lenny from Law & Order, Jerry Orbach, he's passed on now, was standing above me doing one of those great one-liners. So I told my wife, I said, I could be something. This could really turn into something. And she goes, what could you be, honey? I said, I could be dead body guy. And I could just lay around dead in all these TV shows and movies because most of them have a dead body in it anymore. So 2 days later, we made our website. Our first photograph was me underneath the garage door, which seems like everybody's favorite because you can't see my face. And Dead Body Guy was born through viral marketing and blogs and emails, and a local columnist named Mike Harden here for the Columbus Dispatch seen the website. He did a story. It hit the Associated Press. Then a gentleman named Chris Mogg from the New York Times seen that, and he did a story. And from then on, it was over. Now we're over 25 million hits from 154 different countries around the world, and Dead Body Guy is a living, breathing guy now.
Well, it's so creative how you came up with it, and sometimes our best ideas come in our dreams, don't they?
Yes, they really do. And I'm hoping that everybody takes away from it that even at my age, I didn't stop living my dream. I didn't ever quit. And that's what I want to let everybody know. I'm just a regular guy. I work at an insurance company in a cubicle. I've drove a semi-tractor trailer for 16 years. Sometimes I've worked 2 jobs to raise my family and make sure everybody's stable, but I never quit living that dream. And if it had to hit like this, I might have been, I don't know, I could have been evil villain guy or something, but I wasn't going to stop until I got to be on a TV show or a movie.
Well, it takes a lot to have 6 kids. Tell us about that.
They're the light of my life. My wife and my 6 kids are everything to me. I have 4 grown sons. They're 24, 28, 22, and 23. And I have 2 teenagers. I have a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old. And, of course, my wife, Tanya, she mixes up all the blood and takes the photos. And she's really the brains behind the operation. I'm just a big dead body.
Well, now we know why you look dead all the time. You're tired.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's how I come to look like this. 10 years ago, I had hair and looked real buff. They've killed me.
I can't even imagine. I have 2 kids, and both of them are teenagers, and they run me wild. So I can imagine 6 of them all at the same time.
Oh my goodness! When I lay down to sleep, I really just want to die and get 8 good hours of sleep and wake up the next morning. But I love them. They're everything to me. they're really behind me in all this. That's the funny part about it. They love every minute of it. Of course, they know their dad's a little weird, but they've learned to love that.
Now, how are you handling all this fame?
I tell you, I'm humbled. I'm in awe, still starstruck when I see movie stars, which is funny because I go to autograph shows now, with a bunch of them, and I went to Fangoria with Ed and everybody with Horroween, and I'm just still starstruck. I'm like a kid when I get out there. It's all so fabulous, and tell all your listeners just thank you. We still answer every single email that we get between Tanya and I, and we just love our fans. I'm going to be a little different when I get out to Hollywood. If somebody wants to talk to me or wants my autograph, they can come up right where I'm eating or right on the sidewalk and say, "Hey, Chuck, I know you." I don't want to be one of those stiff guys in Hollywood that, gets too full of himself because he's had a little fame.
Well, I'm right there with you, because when I see you on the set of Horroween, I'm going to give you a great big hug.
Well, good. I certainly hope so. I've been noticed in airports now, and especially when the National Examiner article came out, there was people asking me to sign it, and one guy says, "You don't mind us coming up to you, do you?" And I went, "Are you kidding? I want you to." All of Hollywood is supposed to be about the fans, and we have to leave it like that. They buy all the tickets, they buy all the memorabilia, they go to all the websites, and people's going to have to start noticing this, or you're going to see a decline in ticket sales or whatever. I want everybody to come up to me and say hi.
Well, you might hurt yourself falling down being dead all the time.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't bother me a bit. When anybody sees me, they want a dead picture. I don't care where we're at. Let's lay down. Let's go. I got to tell you, Judyth, I just love it. It's humbling, and I think you should stay a little humble when people give you compliments. And I think that you should listen to people who are smarter than you, because you can never learn anything by talking. Like right now, I'm not learning anything. I'm talking a lot, but I'm not learning anything. But as long as you keep a good sense about all this, I think it's going to be a wonderful ride, I have to tell you.
Well, Ed Meyer told me that you have the best personality of any actor that he's ever interviewed.
Oh, that is so nice of him. I think he's a great producer, and I want to be a student of all this, but I don't ever want to turn Hollywood. He tells me sometimes that I'm a little too open, but I'm sorry, I can't ever change that. I have to be Chuck. And I've always been Chuck, and I'm always going to be just a regular guy, that you can come up and talk to.
What key quality do you believe that all successful people share?
I think there's a drive in people, and that's what I try to tell people. There has to be a drive inside you saying, I don't care about being rejected. I don't care about being fired from my job if I have different ideas. And I think most successful people think a little bit different than other people. I think they think a little bit outside the box. And that's what happened with Dead Body Guy. We've had casting calls in L.A., and we've seen 1,000 beautiful people stand there and just go, well, you have something for me to read? Or, what exactly do you want me to do? And they all end up in the bad pile. People, to be successful, you have to walk in and take control of the room and say, hey, listen, I'm different. I'm not the next guy standing in line. I'm Chuck. This is what I do. I want to make you laugh. I will do anything to reach my goal. And I think that's what people have to do.
So they have to get up there and really act. They just can't stand there and say, what do you want me to read?
Right. And there's no problem with looking a little different than everybody else. Like, I know I'm not the best-looking guy around, but we've seen 500 beautiful guys and beautiful girls standing in line, and by the time you look at all of them, they all kind of blend together. I mean, have a little look to yourself. There's nothing wrong with looking normal. I mean, I look a little abnormal, but there's nothing wrong with being normal.
Now, if someone were to approach you today and say that they wanted to be an actor, what advice would you give them?
Almost exactly what I just told you. Think outside the box. I mean, don't be afraid to show off a little. That's the main thing. People see you, and even if they don't appreciate what you're doing, they're going to remember you. And that's the main thing. You don't want to just walk in and be the next guy in line. Even at my work, I stand out from everybody, even though I work in a queue, because I'm always making people laugh. And a lot of people come up and said, I knew sooner or later something good would happen to you, because That's the main thing. Make people happy. Even if you have to joke about yourself a little, make people happy.
Well, happier people are much more better to be around, aren't they?
Oh, my goodness, yeah. And that's why they've assembled such a great cast for Horroween, I have to tell you. Ed has looked for people with drive, incentive, personality that is going to be like a family affair when we're shooting. There's so many larger name actors and actresses, of course I'm not allowed to say who they are, but haven't shown the drive that the lesser-known actors have. And Ed has said, hey, I want you.
Well, I know I'm excited about it. I can't wait to get there.
Oh, I think it's going to be so much fun. It's just, it's going to be amazing, I have to tell you. And I'm pretty busy on the weekends, flying out doing these autograph shows and interviews and meet and greets now that it's kind of funny because I'm only Dead Body Guy, weekends and in the evening. I'm regular Chuck still during the day. I'm still working in my queue. I haven't even quit my job yet.
Well, you don't have to yet.
No, and I love my job. That's the funny part. I think it's great.
Well, who's helped you along the way? Tell us about some of your mentors.
I have to say Mike Harden from the Columbus Dispatch, he wrote the very first article on me. He was a great guy. We spent all day together. Chris Mogg from the New York Times actually made me worldwide, so I have to thank him. My wife, of course, she's, like I said, she's the brains behind everything. I just sit around and she tells me where to lay down, and that's just part of our marriage, I guess. Ed has been such a mentor to me. I mean, he's the first real big Hollywood person I've ever met. So, and like I said, I learn a lot from him. I let him talk, and I listen, and that's the main thing that you have to do is learn from people smarter. Of course, my manager now, Karen Feldman, she knows the ins and outs of Hollywood, and she's teaching me what to do, what not to do, and what not to worry about and what to worry about. So as long as you surround yourself with good people, I think anybody could be successful.
Well, it sounds like you're off to a great start, and I want to commend you on what you're doing out there and making everybody smile and laugh, because that's what life's all about, right?
Oh, it's too short. I don't want to die. I have to tell you, I don't want to die thinking, what if, or I wish I could have. My wife and I, just like 4 or 5 years ago, went scuba diving, and I can't swim, is the funny part. But we learned that once I have that oxygen tank in my mouth, that I can't drown. I went skydiving in my late 30s because I always, had a passion for it, even though I'm afraid of heights. Just don't let anything stop you. There's a way around everything if you want to do it. And I don't want to end up on my deathbed going, oh, if I'd only been in a movie or something. And that's how Dead Body Guy came along. I refuse to let anything stop me when I want to do something.
Well, tell our listeners how they can find out more about you and Horroween.
Oh, you know what? We haven't done the shameless plug yet, have we? You can go to www.deadbodyguy.com, or you can go to www.horrorween, HORRORWEEN.com, and you can read up about all of it. They're still doing some casting. If there's some wannabe actors out there, they're still doing some casting for Horroween. And I'm also on MySpace. If you want to go to myspace.com/deadbodyguy, come and join me, be my buddy, and like I said, email me. We answer all emails between Tanya and I. If I'm out of town, Tanya does them, but when I'm in town, we answer all of them, and we get a couple hundred a day. So write us. We love it.
Well, I saw you had Jessica Simpson on your MySpace.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. She writes me every once in a while, and Andy Dick, the comedian, writes me every once in a while, and I think it's great. I think Jessica's such a doll, and she is so friendly that it's silly she's so friendly. People just don't understand that from such a big-name girl, but she is just an average, regular girl, and I think she's a doll.
Well, Chuck, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show today, and I hope that you'll come back.
You're listening to Judyth Piazza and the American Perspective, brought to you by thesop.org.